I'm going to show you the secrets that the professionals use to become engaging and effective on camera, so that they know the terminology and you can engage with people in the industry in a confident way and move your career forward as a TV presenter. The whole thing we're going to be talking about here is getting into the right frame of mind and being able to just get the performance of a TV presenter. How do we do that? I want to start off with communication right back to the basics. Now, this isn't necessarily camera communication. This is just effective communication between people. Where did it start and what things make it effective and engaging? It goes back to a chap called Albert Mehrabian. You may well have heard of him. He's the one who came up with that pie chart that said that communication has three parts to it. And this model is done in the 60s, so it's been argued, adapted, it's been misquoted, but it's still really valuable for us to take a look at. Albert said, when you're communicating a message or an emotion, that 7% of that message is carried by the words themselves. The words themselves just account for 7%. The next part is the tonality. The tonality takes up to 38% of communication. And then by far the biggest part is the body language. What are you looking at? What are people doing with their hands? How are they holding themselves? Is 55% of communication. Now, the interesting thing for me here is that as somebody watching somebody communicate, we believe the biggest percentage. We believe the biggest percentage. Now, this is where the trouble comes for a new TV presenter, a new video camera communicator. When we get up here in front of the camera sometimes, or in front of an audience, if we're a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous, we just focus on the words. We just worry about getting the words out in the right order. And if we do that, even if we get it right, we're just giving 7% of communication. The other areas are so vitally important, and that's why I came up with my three-dimensional communication system. And it's the first one that I've got on the board here. Let's see if I can just get this off nice and look at this preparation. How about that? Three-dimensional communication is when the words, the tonality, and the visuals are all aligned. They're all saying the same thing, and it's making it easy for the person watching to understand. And that is your job. As a TV presenter, you have to make it easy. There's a saying in the industry that your audience is a little bit lazy, and it's so true. Think of this, people watching TV, 30% of them are actually on an iPad or a laptop. So you can see that they're already distracted. If they have to work too hard to figure out what it is you're trying to tell them, they simply won't. They are lazy, and it's even worse online. If you're doing YouTube videos and stuff like that, there's so many distractions that they just disappear if they've got to work too hard. So three-dimensional communication is really essential.